Hey guys, I have another video for you today, and if you haven't grown tired of all the 3x3 related things on my channel yet, you definitely will be by the end of this video because I have 3 new 3x3s to share. Now, the reason why these even exist in the first place is because about 2 years ago, Exojet was working on a Supercharged 3x3 that he doesn't currently remember, but he did show me his design back then, and this is it in front of me right now. Now, it's a really great design, but there is one small problem with it, and when I say small, I do mean really small, but it was large enough that it bothered me, and you may have noticed it. And the issue with it is that the piston that is usually on the side here is actually on the top. So if you look at that top right block, it actually gets retracted to the top and pushed down from the top instead of the side like every other wall block. So that bothered me, and it bothered me enough to make 3 of these. Actually, these aren't even the only ones I made. I have like maybe 10 doors. I may have an issue with 3x3s, but anyways, the reason why this top piston is there in the first place is because he did have an earlier version of this design where the piston was on the side, but it made the door locational, so he needed to move it back from the side to the top, and that's the final design that he settled on. Now, you don't need to worry about either locationality or symmetricality for mine, because all of these are both non-locational and the pistons are all on the side. But there are individual pros and cons for every door. So this left door over here, the opening to walk through is very quick. It's as quick as Exo's. So to walk through, I mean like the bottom 2 blocks. So that's very quick, but as you see there, that final retraction is a little bit slower than it could be, and it is a couple ticks slower than Exo's. So that's the downside for this one. The one in the middle is probably the most middle of all of them, I guess. It's the most resource efficient, but that's about it. Everything else, it's like in the middle, like I said. So in terms of the walkthrough speed, it is, I think it's half a tick slower than that one and Exo's by extent. But that final retraction speed is faster than this one, but it's still slower than Exo's. So this final one is designed to tie Exo's speed in every way, but it is 1 taller, so that's an issue there. So if you would like to build any of these, just click on your choice and it'll take you to that section of the video, of course. Now, all of these are really solid choices, and like I said, it does come down to half tick differences, so it really depends on what your priorities are. Also, there will be a link to Exo's channel in the description below, but not a video to his door because, as I said earlier, he did completely forget that it existed. Alright, so to get started, the first thing that you want to do is make the piston layout that's in front of me right now, and keep in mind that every single one of these pistons is a sticky piston. Now, once you do that, then we can get started on the redstone. Our input is going to be down here, and we're going to be using the torch variant of the extremely popular 3x3 closing circuit that everyone uses. So torch there, and then there, and there. And then we can turn this lever off and we won't have to fix anything. After you do that, then we can come over here and get started on the redstone on the top. So first dust over here, and then all the way going into this piston there, but first we need to get ourselves a hopper dropper there, and it'll be powering it through that dropper. We can place any item in there. And then underneath this dropper, we're going to need to place a powered rail, and we're also going to need to power that powered rail with a torch. And powering it with the torch will make it so that it's not locational. Otherwise, if we don't power it with the torch, then things happen with this dual piston extender that makes it only work in some locations. So after you place a torch there, then we can get rid of that powered rail and stuff. And let me grab myself a chest, which I'm going to need to use in a second. But first off, you want to place a comparator there, going into that dust, going into that block. And then also going into that dust is going to be our falling edge monostable that's going to activate when the piston, or double piston extender retracts, rather. So you need to make a circuit just like that, the dropper going into that chest, going in back into that dropper. And then finally we could come around here and wire that up. So dust there will power that dropper, and then that repeater there will be powering that top piston. And then that should be it for the top once we place an item in here. After that, then we could come back to the bottom and finish off this door. So let me grab myself some more materials. And let's get started. So we need a torch there going into a dust, going into obsidian. And that obsidian is going to be there because we're going to be using a slime block in a second. But first, let me power those pistons on the side. And then we're going to need a normal piston, and that will be updating this slime block holding piston thing here. And that's actually it for this door. So if we were to close it, should work. And opening should work too. So yeah, that's it for this door. If you guys would like to stick around for the other doors, then please feel free to. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Alright, so to get started, the first thing you want to do, of course, is make the layout that's in front of me right now, and keep in mind that every single one of these is a sticky piston. Now, once you do that, then we could get started on the redstone. Torches on this block there will be powering the standard 3x3 piston circuit. Let me just do that, and then come around here and finish that off. And then once we turn off this lever, then we shouldn't have to fix anything. There we go. And then after that, you're going to want to bring this dust all the way up here, and that will be going into that piston there and a 2-tick repeater like that. Once you do that, then you're going to want to come over here and place a sticky piston holding a powered rail, and then we need to wire up the other side. So let me come back down over here and then get started like this. This block needs to be an immovable block like obsidian because we're going to be using a slime block later. After that, you're going to want to be placing some torches on the side to power those side pistons, and also to bring the signal all the way up over here. After this, you're going to want to place a torch here going into a repeater. That will be going there, and then on the side over here, you're going to want to be having dust with a slab there, so it doesn't power this piston here, but it will power this monostable with 2-tick delay going into 1 tick like that. You could have 3 ticks there, and that'll work too, but it's slightly slower, so I just like to have 2 ticks going into 1 tick. And that actually should be it once we finish off this corner over here. Nearly forgot about that. So here we go. Normal piston there, and then that will be updating this sticky piston holding a redstone block like that. And that should be it. So closing works great. Opening works great too. So that is it for this door. If you guys would like to stick around for the last one, then go on right ahead. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Alright, so to get started, the first thing that you're going to want to do is make this layout that's in front of me right now, and every single one of these pistons is a sticky piston, so be sure to keep that in mind when you're building it. Now once you do that, then you could come back and get started on the redstone. Our input is going to be right here, and it's going to start off with torches on the sides, just like that. Once you do that, then you can place a sticky piston here with or just a regular block, not a redstone block, right there. And then torches on the sides of that block like that will finish off this corner. And then we could turn it off and we don't have to fix anything. So after that, you're going to want to come over here and place some dust and bridge this dust all the way up over here. And one final one just like that. And then once you do that, then you can come over here and place dust there going into that top piston, and also a powered rail that's hiding underneath there. Then you're going to want to come over here and place a repeater with 3 ticks of delay going into that top piston like that. And then that's actually it for this section of the door. So then we could come to the other half and complete the top. Let me get back out my obsidian block, and we're going to need to place an obsidian block here because we're going to be using a slime block in a second. But for now, we're just going to worry about bringing the signal up to the top, just like that. Then we're going to need a torch there, and that torch will be powering the sticky piston holding a redstone block. And then also that torch is going to be powering the monostable for the final retraction, like that. And then that's it for the top. Now we just need to finish off this one last corner over here with that redstone, or that slime block I was talking about just a moment ago. Let me grab myself this too, or that too, just like that. That normal piston will be updating this sticky piston that holds this slime block, just like that. And that should be it for this door. Closing works great, and opening works great too. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this collection of 3x3 doors. Yeah, be sure to check out Exo's channel, and until next time, goodbye.